Let's take a look at the demo virtually of the used car optimizer program. What you'll do is you can go to the automotiveadvisorteam.com and click on the used car optimizer login, and you can watch a demo each week there with some training and strategic information to help you in your used car department. Two other things I want to show you here. You can schedule a demo with us, and our calendar will pop up with available times to do a live demo. You can also look at the automotive auto market weekly updates that we do on David Long's All Things Used Cars, on All Things Fixed Ops, and that we send out to the industry every week. We have a library full of articles here from authors like myself, Jimmy Douglas, and then, of course, many others in the industry like Jason Rice. You can find them here. Also, you can meet our entire team here. So David's here, Brooke, Duran, Larry, Frank Knox, many others. These are independent consultants under the Automotive Advisor Team umbrella, and they're exclusive to their own businesses, but that we do work together to make our dealer body stronger. So anyway, let's take a look at the program. That's why you are watching this video. So click on the Optimizer program. You would want to log in. We use a demo account. Now this information is pretty relevant, so you'll see it here in just a minute, and I'll explain to you that this is the trajectory of a certain dealer, but we won't tell you their name. So we'll take a look at first at the age plan. What we do here is we track our age by month, and as you can see, all the way through this year, we've watched our age. Down here in the bottom is our bleeding buckets, how much we're bleeding through. By bucket, this number represents each bucket. And then, of course, we have our sold number and our in-stock number. And we represent that down here because what we want to know is, are we stocking what we're selling, or is that separating or getting close together? And you know the implications of that. And then we look at our bleeding number, and we understand then how we're aging, and that's the red line. As you can see, if we trend it out throughout the year, it gives us a good picture of how consistent we're being, or if there's inconsistencies, why that happened. So typically what will happen is a dealer will set their month based on the information they have in each bucket, and then they'll set their sales goal right here. This one's set at 185. Now you can see we've grown the targets that this dealer wanted to go from 110 now to 160, 180, and 185 this month. And that's the kind of expectations you can have for us in a 12-month period. The reason why you don't see it much quicker than that is because you have to manage through the efficiencies of being able to grow. You can't just say you want to grow and grow. And that's what we do at the Automotive Advisor Team. And this program helps us grow your business while watching all the metrics and making sure you're not growing too fast and aging out or losing profit, or growing too little and not taking advantage of the market. So once we set the plan, you can see I've got 185 here. We go to the buy plan. This is how we acquire inventory. 3 sections here. One is how many new used cars do I need to hit my plan? I've set my goal for 185. So far, I'm consistent that I want to stay at 185, and I'll follow current sales rate during the month to determine if I need to adjust 185. I'm on a 40-day supply of inventory in my rooftop. That's how I turn. I've got 247 I need in the pipeline, but I also want to consider I need 185 next month. I need to have grounded inventory of at least 185. So that gives me a total pipeline of visibility for the month. Now I'm going to subtract what I already have on the ground. So I have more than 185. I have 205 this month, which is good. I want to also subtract what my sales efforts are going to produce, and that is direct from consumer, either through my trade tools or service drive or new car or used car. And typically I get about 125. We benchmark that against other months. So in November, I got 108. In October, I got 111. So maybe a little aggressive at 125, but that's what the dealer wanted to stay. So once I get all that, it sets my my P-car plan, my purchase plan. I need 102 additional cars to get ready for next month, selling through this month to be ready while I get 125 from the consumer. And then that breaks down to biting the elephant, one bite at a time, 26 a week and 6 a day. So we set our plan at 26 a week, and then our go-to-get and our sales rate plan for acquisitions at 31 a week that matches the numbers we projected and budgeted. And then we go and get this from the acquisition channels like ACV, Manheim, any of the other channels you use, your relationships with your commercial entities. Everything in here we track direct from consumer against this number. So as you can see, if I say, okay, I've got 5 from Service Drive and then 5 from used car trades, All right, it gives me, I've gotten 10 so far. So we're going to track that and we're going to match that up and see how we do. So I'll show you again what a full month looks like. But anyway, we're going to watch both channels. The reason why a weekly plan is so important is because markets are depreciating and appreciating with 1 and 2 week flips. They turn that fast. So we don't want to overbuy or underbuy. We want to buy in consistent, steady pace. The tortoise beats the hare. And if you do this, no matter what the market's doing, we're going to be very successful. The other reason why is because our used car directors give this list to our service directors, and they know what to expect is coming in both in P cars and direct from consumer as we hit our budgets every week. So it's very critical that you share this with your service director, because they have increased time to front line by 10, 20, some up to 35% by getting on the same page here. We're going to track how I perform in each one of these channels in just a minute. I wanted to show you how to set up a month. But let's go to a month. We're going to go to November. November's done. And you can see we started at original sales goal of 180. We were tracking to 177 all month, but we set our goal from 170 at the end of week 3 because that's where we thought we were going to finish. So as you can see, 40-day sales rate, all the metrics numbers in the algorithm. We had 150 in stock. We wanted 125, but we only got 108. So that's going to be counted on left to acquisition. We were 31 short, but we oversold by 7. 177 was our current sales rate where we finished. And then we said we were going to do 170. So we were 3 short of total, but 7 above our adjusted goal during the month as we watch sales rate every week. So it kept us on track. We've got 16 short in wholesale, 16 short in direct from consumer. That's where the negative 31 came from. So it leaves us with a little bit more less grounded inventory next month than we need, but not too much. We're going to be in good shape here. The other thing is we track that wholesale and direct from consumer performance. So as you can see, how many of these wholesale pieces have I sold this month? What was my front, back, total gross and per unit? And how many trades did I get off of that, by the way? And then, of course, in the month, how many trades did I sell that came off my wholesale deals? You can see that's the different PVR. We go all the way down because I want to know what are your best channels by PVR. 3466 from new, 3011 from service, 3183 from used, and focus our attention there and grow that business from direct from consumer and our best PVR channels so we can shrink this business. Eventually, we want this to be 150, 160, and that to be 50 or 60, right? More from the direct from consumer than the wholesale. We know that, but we track it here, and then we keep our eye on how did we forecast. This is our forecasting true up. We forecasted in, so you can see the revised sales goals are purple, but our original goals are blue. What did we say we were going to do, and what did we really do? And then the tighter these numbers are together and the less the separation tells us we've got a pretty solid handle on our business model. So if we have months that are separated like this, we go and we analyze it and we look at it and find out why. Is it market driven or efficiencies driven? And then we make the adjustments there. So then we move over to turn profit. As you can see, we've captured every month. We capture it by quarter as well. But what we want to know is how much did we sell based on what we had in stock? How much did we average sell in a month? That's giving us our averages. What is our turn number like? And we know turn is critical. So as you can see, this dealer's turn has stayed steady until we got operationally efficient. Now look, we've jumped it up significantly. We track departmental gross and then filter it down to per unit because markets determine front end gross. You determine departmental growth and gross. And if we're growing the business, you can't watch PVR. You got to watch total growth to know if you're being successful. Here's an example. We've moved this dealer from 138 units to 142. Some operational challenges we had in the middle where they had to shrink a little bit so that we could fix some problems, inspections, arbitration processes and things. But once we got it right, we started building back up. And as you can see, we went from 129 units at 2221 PVR to 135 with a little less, 146 with a little less, and 186 with a lot less. You go, wait a minute, that's $300 less. Yes. But look at departmental gross, 286, 292, 305, 354. There's your win. GMs and used car managers get stuck on this and they lose. You got to grow the business and you can't look at one metrics to do it. And look what we're doing now. November, we got back to 177, a little bit less than that, but much higher than other months. And we're moving back in the 2000s for PVR. Look at our departmental gross. Now listen, if we turn that inventory one more time, which we call gross per turn, if we sold all 207 instead of 177 in the month, we'd have hit 420. We've still got a little bit of room to get more efficient, right? Get to a 30-day turn. And then if we get there and turn it one extra time, I know it says 2, but 1 would be 1. So 2 was 1 extra time. you'd be at double the money. So it just shows you that the way to move the needle is to be more efficient, turn more cars, make everybody more happy because departments are growing and everybody's getting a paycheck and working harder. Yes, we track wholesale profit and loss. You can see it here. We don't fake the number. We don't know the true. And then we track sold, our minimum PVR. So the GMs and used car managers set, they didn't do it here, but this is a demo file, but you have to see, set a minimum PVR. And then what happens is that minimum PVR gives them the goal. So if it's 2,000 and they're at 2033, they overshot their goal by 5,000. Some months they undershot it, some months they overshot it. And the months where they overshot it, what's important is this is your opportunity to stay on budget with your profit, but also have some blending opportunity to get rid of aged units. Use some of that negative 13 grand to discount some of that 100-day-old stuff and get it out of here before it becomes 120-day-old. So we use this. This is built by a dealer so that your used car manager knows his budget every month. Do we want to use all the money? No. If we're short, we have none to use. If it's plus, it means we still have to earn money. If it's negative, that means that's our budget, negative budget to get rid of some aged inventory. And it seems to work pretty well. But what we want to know in aggregate is what are we turning and what are we grossing? And if our turn shrinks and our gross goes up, well, we know what that means. And of course, what we'd like to do is see our sold go up and our gross go up with it. So our sold goes up and our gross goes down. That's in growth mode. But then they start, just like this, they start coming back together again. So this is how we track our efficiency model. And of course, our number of turns. We want to know how many times we're turning per year. So measuring this together gives us true efficiency outlook over the last 12 months of how we performed as a dealer and as a department. And finally, we're going to look at acquire efficiency. What you'll notice here is in the month of November, we got 50% of our acquisitions out of wholesale. The rest comes out of this direct from consumer from these channels. And we need to know, Service Drive was one of our best channels, but so were these two. ICO, we didn't have anything at that month. So the point is we need to make sure that we're growing the channels that give us the most return. And our Service Drive was that. If you can look back and go to October, you can see it's a little bit different there for this dealer, 3.5%. 35% instead of 40%. So that's what these numbers do. You can see the wholesale. It was really high, 64%. We got it all the way down to around 22%. Then it's back up to 50%, but a lot less than the almost 65% we were here. So at least we're tracking in the right direction. But this gives you a good outlook of what is your number one channel. It looks like used cars are a great one for us as well in green. And this gives us a month over month and year over year outlook of how we're performing. These actual operational metrics have really changed our dealerships, especially used car managers and acquisition teams' outlook on how to run the business, finding the right KPIs every week, every day, every month. We have our biweekly calls. We sit and review this together and talk about market conditions so we know where to grow and how to grow. It's been an amazing story and an amazing run these last 2 years, and I'm super excited about the groups that we have coming on and first of this coming year. We'd love to talk to you about bringing you and your dealership on. Reach out to us at one of those, opportunities here. Click to win and buy team, schedule a demo, look at what dealers are saying about us here, read some of our articles here around how the industry is performing, what we're seeing in the market, how to grow the business next year. And we'd love to have you as part of the Automotive Advisor team client partner base.